What's up, everybody? This is Super Mike 2164. Click the like, click the share button. I want to talk to you about a couple subjects today. We have a big problem in the black community right now. We got a lot of people that love to complain about the problems without giving solutions. Hopelessness. No struggle, no solutions. That's the difference between an animal and a human being. A problem solver and an excuse maker. Success and failure. You got to come up with a solution. Can't tell people what, you can't focus on what can't happen without telling people what can happen. How do you adjust the situation? We want to change the situation to the way we want it. We don't want to hear people that keep talking about problems ad nauseum. This is waste of time, pathetic type. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. We're going to touch on a few other subjects, and we're going to get out of here. Click the thumbs up button. What's going on, everybody? If you're listening to me, I would like you to share this on your social media, share it on your Twitter, and talk to me. Just let me know. Say, what's up, Mike? Peace. That's it. That's all. That's what we're trying to do. All right, so this conversation. This conversation is inspired by a couple of things that a couple other conversations that I had recently with and listened to recently, and that comes from Facebook. Everybody's talking about the HBCUs getting stiffed by Joe Biden. Like that was a surprise, but people want to still be surprised when the white man betrays your stupid behind. Hopefully we have less people being stupid. You have a choice. Stop pretending that you don't have a choice. This is the problem. We got a lot of people complaining, about not getting resources. We complain about racism. We complain about, all this discrimination and black folks not getting their fair shake. But we want to keep operating in the failure instead of accepting the actual solutions, even though it may not be what you want to hear. Sometimes the solution is just like the Matrix. If you remember in the Matrix, people, when they got into the Matrix, everything looked pretty nice and cool. Everybody was dressed cool, and everybody was dressed all cool and sexy. But when he woke up from the Matrix, what's going on, everybody? Press like, press share. Share it to your social media. Appreciate that. When people woke up from the Matrix, it didn't look like they wanted it to look, but this was real. This was how it actually was. This is what you got to deal with. What's going on, Koja? What's going on, Koja? All right, so that's what I want to get into. We got a lot of people out here that love complaining, and they don't want to accept the actual solution. They want to make up a solution, and they want to go back into the Matrix and make it appear as if it's going to be something that's going to solve a problem, but it does not solve a problem. So I was listening to Sister Cynthia G, and she was doing her thing, and she's saying that I guess they were having this question where they, should we keep having black babies? Okay, should we keep having black babies? This is what she was talking about. She had a call-in show, And I just want to share a part of what I heard. I just want to share some of it because it was interesting. Let's look at this. Hold on. Yeah, the sisters, she had a call in that actually made a lot of sense. But of course, Cynthia, she don't want to hear that. Oh, this is when I was talking to BMT. We got to, okay, so here goes Cynthia. Cynthia was sitting up here talking, and sister called in. Let's see. Actually, and you know what? I don't want to actually show the video because I might get dinged from her. But I just want y'all to hear it. So this is Cynthia's channel. I'm going to play this video, but right now we're going to stop sharing and we're going to just play it. I just want y'all to listen.
You cut out. Oh, because my stupid internet is being stupid. But they don't get a pass to put out negativity towards Black women and derogatory words and stuff like that, and get to drag women. They don't get a pass for that. They don't, because they control what they write and what they put out. They can just not put out anything. So they still get held accountable for that.
Listen, they shouldn't get a pass. Nobody should get a pass for their toxicity. I resent having to, I resent being on a panel where I am the one that is being posited as the least extreme. I mean, I don't like being in this position because I don't listen to hip hop music. I stopped listening to hip hop music many moons ago, right? So when we start talking about independent artists, I don't even listen to independent artists. Immortal Technique was one person that I knew of whose music I thought was profound, who had never been able to go mainstream. He's one person. I know for a fact that Black people are a creative people, and any industry that we enter into, we find ways to innovate. In medicine, in sports, in not just the women, men, we innovate. Medicine, sports, there are ways that we are benefiting from people's contributions that we don't even know.
What made us think that Immortal Technique and this Gregory Porter's music was for Black women to begin with? I don't know, but tell you, I'm definitely not, like, I like your channel, and I'm not, I wasn't saying that to respond to you at all. I'm just saying that because I've all.
Okay, so basically, I want to fast forward it, but one sister was being positive. Cynthia's title is, "Do Black Women Benefit from Birthing Black Males?" So she's basically, in a sly way, telling everyone to go ahead, if you have a Black male child, to get an abortion, pretty much. This is the level that she's gotten to. And this is because she's kind of been sliding down this road, and anyone who identifies with her mindset, a lot of these people seem to be sliding with her. People who are loyal to her, people like Nyla, even though Nyla is married, we hear her supporting this kind of talk, basically aborting your Black male children. This is the kind of language Cynthia is talking about here, basically. And so a couple sisters called in, reasonable, and of course she's going to reject it. But it's just interesting, all the type of language that she uses to reject basic common sense. It doesn't make sense to kill your kids just because they're boys.
He's going to be built of. Just those people.
Okay, so I want to take this one call because it's from a foreign person, and I want to read the super chat and then ask a question. But this question says, the better question is, should Black women continue to give birth to the Black community and give birth to a new race with our DNA? And then I'll say this, like,
The distributors are not in the studio with Black men or wherever they're at when they're choosing to write their lyrics.
Exactly.
A Black man is writing his lyrics, calling Black women bitches and hoes and talking about leaving her a single mother and don't wife her. And when they get on, they go leave you for a white woman because that is how he feels. It is not because the distributors are making him do that. He is writing it because it's coming from him. That is his sentiments. And I just don't know why we would be giving them this, oh, well, the gatekeepers and the distributors, and this is what they won't allow them to put out other. Why are they writing it to begin with?
Okay, so you see how quickly and easily she just dismisses the facts. This is what I wanted to make this show a little bit about. This is these complainers, they keep rejecting the solutions. I mean, the bottom line is the people have told her there's people out here, male and female, who make positive music. I mean, this is just one little point. This was a long show. Of course, we can't list this whole thing. This is just an example of what I'm talking about. And this is just from a female. We have a male example. And this stuff is just as toxic. And for some reason, our people are feeding off of this, but it's producing or it's emboldening. You know, it's creating like a safe haven. It's creating some kind of positive reinforcement to a whole community who are actually they're actually progressing into danger zones. And when I'm talking about danger zones, meaning if you accept this behavior, then you'll go to the next step. If you accept this behavior, you'll go to the next step. And then it becomes murderous. It becomes suicidal. It becomes absolutely dangerous, not only to themselves, but to others, because they create such an environment of hate in their mind. You know, and these people, they literally reinforce each other because, you know, now we see that there are thousands, there are literally thousands of folks who tune into this and like they like resonate with this energy at a you know, on a regular basis. You know, male and female on the opposite. I'll show the male example in a second. But this, like I said before, we, you know, the only thing I'm just highlighting this is just, you know, something that we need to be careful of, because the fact is Cynthia definitely uses facts, but her perception of the facts is a loser perception. She presents no solution, no actual functional solution to bring the whole community to a place of harmony, balance, and eventual happiness, even if it's not currently possible to have that happiness. She's not even showing a pathway to it. Okay. She's showing a pathway to people. How can a Black woman not have a Black male child? If your child, who are you going to get pregnant by? What is the child going to look like? Okay. I mean, these are some simple facts, but you know, I don't know how they get around those facts, but because that is the issue with Black people, we have we have a lot of dominant genes here. So this is what I'm saying. We're talking about murdering ourselves, basically. This is what she's talking about here. And of course, who does that help? That helps Joe Biden, in my opinion, because that's what Joe Biden likes. You know, he said that this country is doomed because of Black folks. This is the type of people that this woman is promoting. And not just her, but this type of thought process. Let me show another example here. You know, I had a discussion on BMT's channel with the brother. Now, I'll show this video because I was in this, and I'll show it with Prophet of Thought. Put Prophet of Thought. I'm like, brother. The brother called in and started talking about, you know, there's yet another pedophile. Here's yet another pedophile. Glendon what is this? Glendon Cameron, who sat up here on the video, admitted that he, seeks out underage girls, teenage girls, and basically statutorily rapes them. And he's doing this normally, and he's just talking about it in excruciatingly detailed manners. And probably the thought calls in very pessimistic. So here we go. Let's listen to this part.
We weren't someone on YouTube, right? It would have to be someone on YouTube that is confessing.
Brother BMT, let me ask you this, right? You look at this dude, you say he's a big time YouTube influencer. Fine. Let's jump back to R. Kelly. The rumors were about R. Kelly for 21 years.
True.
Everybody saw the tape. People talked about it. People did stories about it. But guess what happened? His album still went platinum. His shows still sold out. So for people to say, oh, we're going to do this and do that, it took 21 years. And you know who got him eventually? It wasn't black folks. It was white folks. It wasn't black folks.
I agree with you.
Black folks still going to his concerts. Okay. Black folks still buying his music.
All right, so let's stop right there. Look at the chat. Damn, this is depressing. You see what I'm saying? That man just influenced that comment. Okay, and we're going to keep it going, but I just wanted to bring that. We got to understand the words that we use when we're talking about the problems, which is fine for us to do, but we don't talk about how to solve it or real, ways that we, action items, those type of things. Then we're really just depressing the people, making folks feel like there's basically no hope. And when people have no hope, they resort to drastic measures or they result to inactivity, which is something that we don't need.
Music, black folks still making his albums go platinum. I guess that wasn't happening either over the past 20 years. That wasn't happening, right?
On there, I agree with you. That's what I was saying earlier. We don't have control of the authority part of the mechanism, but we do talk about it, which is part of the solution. But, I can agree with you that we haven't done what we can, but I'm saying I don't
Oh,
think
now we're going to start. We starting today?
We should, and we can. Okay, that's all I'm saying to you. See, this is the only part that I disagree with you, and you're trying to make it a big thing, but
we're starting today.
It's a portion of your argument that I disagree with, and I'm trying to make it very clear to you that you're always giving no hope of change, and that's what I disagree with.
No, I just tell the truth.
You're telling the truth as it is, but things can change, and things do change. So that's the truth as well. And the truth can be influenced. And that's all I'm saying to you.
So how come we didn't stop R. Kelly when we saw that tape 21 years ago?
Because we were dumb. We didn't know what to do, I guess. We didn't make it happen.
All throughout those 20 years.
100 years
we knew the rumors about him, right?
Yep.
We knew what he was doing, right?
That's right.
People in Chicago saw that man driving around high schools and picking up girls for 20 years.
I don't know about that part. I don't know.
Oh, I do, because I talk to people who live in Chicago.
Why didn't you do nothing?
Bam.
Doing that.
Bam. Now, see, he's talking about everybody else ain't doing nothing, but he didn't want to answer that question, did he? Why didn't you do nothing? And this was all I'm talking about here with this here. We got people who are excellent. Yeah, these conversations based on factual truth, and a lot of times they're not. But so I think, coaches, sometimes they are based on a little bit of facts, because what they do is they take a few facts. And, they talk about it. But then what these people do is they don't understand how much damage they're doing to the community that listens to them. Because what happens is maybe 5 days out of the week, they may be talking about something, about some business, or maybe they're talking about, like on Cynthia's channel, maybe she's talking about a real psychological trauma that women go through, that men are, abusive, and this is real. This is real therapy for people. But when they get into the solutions phase of whatever issue it is, these folks, they go into some very destructive type of mindset. But they're very good at talking. They're very good at communicating. They're very good at saying, what's going on, guys? If you coming in, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Share the message to your social media. Go ahead and press a share on Facebook or wherever. Join Black Enough. Join me on Twitter. I go on Twitter, Akiba Farad, so you guys can do that. But the point is here, I'm just showing you guys some stuff about, these people. We got to be very careful of what we listen to and how we interact. Because a lot of this stuff, especially with young people, we got a lot of young people out here listening because they don't have the traditional parent figures. And these people are a little bit older and they feel like they're a little bit wiser sometimes. And maybe your parent is not as smart. And these people sound, they're very good communicators. They're absolutely excellent communicators, actually. And this is how they pull people into their crap. So that's all I'm saying is we just need to be aware, and people out here that understand what I'm talking about. It is important when you get on these panels and you put a little balance out there, even if you don't do this normally. Like me, I don't have to do this. I don't do it for views, obviously, because I only got a few hundred subscribers or 100 subscribers. But that's not my goal. My goal is, number one, I want to practice on my communication with this, but also I just want to put out something that's more positive. Now, I know that doesn't fit the YouTube algorithm because the YouTube algorithm wants a lot of drama. I'm just not built like that. I'm not going to sit up here blasting people. I mean, I will argue a little bit with folks, but dude, I ain't into all that. I'm not about to sit up here arguing with folks over nothing, because to me, you don't change a person's mindset with an argument at one point in time. They're not going to change that. And so let me read this little section here. Let's share this a little bit again. And I want to share this. I want to read this little page this woman put up, and we're going to move to a different topic because let's see here. Hold on a second. Is it this? No. Where the hell is it? Shoot, I think I lost my. Anyway, I think I messed up and lost my space. But the point is, I'll do it this way then. This is what I'll have to do. Just hold on, guys. Bear with me for half a second. And I just want to get y'all to see this visual. I think this is it. Yeah, there it is. I wonder if y'all can see that. All right, can we see this? So this is a person. This is what I'm dealing with here. This is what I think we're dealing with. We got a person. This is what complaining is. Complaining is not just talking about a problem. Okay, so we should talk about our problems, but we should be literally actually looking for a solution, because if other groups of people have found out ways to solve their problems. But we're saying we can't solve our problems? Is that what we're saying? Is the solution to kill our kids? That's all? You're telling me that no, okay, so you're, because the end of that discussion, the bottom line is Prophet of Thought told me we're never going to get rid of weird type people who molest and, hurt folks. He says we're never going to do that. So I'm saying, okay, what can we do? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, is there something that we can do to reduce that number? He said you're never going to be able to protect everybody in your community or in the world. Okay, well, what can we do? See, this is my point. This man is talking about what can't happen. Help rejecting complainer. Okay? This person has learned to complain as a way to access care. So in this case, if this meme is somewhat true, we don't know. I don't know. But it resonates with me because I've seen, not only, these are just two examples that I'm showing you, but this person's complaining because they attract others who would like to help them. And that way they feel it's kind of a way for people to show them attention. It's like a baby crying. Okay. So that's a way to access care. They complain as a way to seek support, but rejects the help. So you're complaining, so that attracts folks who feel that they can help you solve your problem. But then when they put the solutions and things that you to do, you reject it. Why would they reject it? They may fear that the problem resolution would end the support that they get. If I solve my problem, then what can I complain about now? Okay. Struggles to tolerate the pain, okay, of hoping that a solution might work, and potential disappointment. So, I'm not going, usually is not aware of the pattern. Maybe they're not aware. Maybe they really believe that nothing can ever solve these problems except, aborting all your male children. And people like Hood Conservative. I believe Hood Conservative says something silly over there too, like there's no solving this or some crap he was saying. So this is just an example. It's not exclusive to men or women. This is a issue that is a non-solution oriented. Yeah, they want to protect it and participate in it without the side eye. Exactly. And I agree with that, because the point is this, we really gotta, and I wish, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I wish I was a little bit better at arguing, but it's just too much energy for me to sit here and go back and forth with somebody who's a professional blathering person. They just have that talent. I don't have a problem with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their talent. But the point is, I'm really focused more on solutions, because I don't think it's natural. I don't think it's healthy for a human being. There's so many real problems to solve. A lot of the issues that we choose, to have going on, a lot of this stuff can be solved fairly quickly. And here's the answer. The answer is the thing that a lot of us don't want to hear, but some of us are starting to hear it. But the answer is we are different. We're not what white America has taught us, because we were, unfortunately, for a long time, we were set up in a situation of slavery. We were disconnected from our true history, right? So that's basically like you're pulling a plant out of its root. We have to delve into our own history. You have to delve into your family history, because that helps you to identify your specific, some of the specific issues that you were born into. Then you got to delve into your community's history. wherever you were born at, where you grew up with. That history. Then, of course, the general history of our people. That right there. So you got to look at the good and the bad. So the good and the bad will give you the roots. It will help you to be proud of who you are. Okay. It will make you aware of stuff that you didn't know about. And that's going to give you confidence, racial confidence, racial esteem. Everybody knows this except black folks in America. A lot of black folks in America seem to not know this. We have a connection. Okay, there's a connection. Your self-esteem has a connection to your racial category, your group identity. The mainstream folks in America, which are white folks, they started the government. They've been lying to us for a long time. Now, that's something that we're going to have to accept, that we were lied to. It's time to go ahead and look at ourselves as a group and start behaving like that. We have to organize each other. We got to just solve some of these problems. Like I said, it's just like the Matrix. It ain't simple. You ain't going to just talk about it and it's done like that. You have to do what you can do until you find the smarter way to do it. Then you got to strive to do that. That's it. That's how we got to do. Now I'm going to switch over to here because I want to talk about this thing with the HBCUs with Joe Biden. This is another problem. We're dealing with these Democrats, and Republicans. Now, see, as soon as you say Democrats, you got to say Republicans. But most black folks ain't in the Republicans, although a lot of us are starting to go into the Republicans, which is a mistake. We should be in America, in order to solve our own problems, we have to be aggressively independent. We got to understand, okay, it takes resources to solve problems. It's not about the voting only, because guess what? We vote, and if we're voting just in white people's political situation, they don't have to give us the money that they promise us. Joe Biden promised us $70 billion for the HBCUs. And now they're talking about giving $2 billion. Do you understand that? 70 to 55. They just voted on a spending bill that doesn't take anybody but Democrats to vote on. That's what they're voting on. This is a $3.5 trillion. Keep in mind, one of those trillion is 1,000 billion. 1,000 billion. $3,500 billion. $1 billion is $1,000 million. Okay? And he promised in his little lift every voice and sing plan, this man promised us $70 billion, which is not much. We deserve that. We deserve way more than that for the black colleges. All the black colleges in the United States, you getting only $70 billion. Okay, whatever. So the people voted for the man. And now, then for this particular spending bill, he promised, and this is after the man's been elected. Now he's going to say, let's give y'all Negroes, we'll give y'all $55 billion. Okay, that didn't work. So from $55 billion, and now you're going to go to $45 billion, to now it's $2 billion. This is what literally is the conversation. This is what's happening here. So I'm going to flip over to the conversation that I have over here on this Facebook profile. This is the kind of crap that's going on. I mean, and this is what black people need. We need pain from them, because it's like everybody's made the analogy. It's like a abusive spouse. If you beating a female and she's still going back to the person, it's like, what can you do until either the person kills her or until it beats her so bad that she can't take it no more. And she literally is serious about getting away and staying away. We have to be independents. We went from Republicans to Democrats. And the way that we're going to get our business done is to be independents. What's that going to do? Number one, we actually have the ability to fund a lot of our own projects without even asking white people for nothing. We literally, if we the money that we spend on elections and voting, literally, we could run fundraisers. We can create systems that, everybody give $1, everybody give $2 to the Black school fund, the National School Fund or whatever. And we can start opening up our own schools. We don't have to ask these people for nothing. $1 is a vote. This is what's called pooling resources. These are solutions, but you gotta put yourself on that road. Now we are on that road. A lot of us are on that road, but it goes faster the more people jump on the train, and that's the whole goal. That's one of the goals that I'm pushing for. Now I will admit I could do a little bit more than I'm doing. I was more active, but I've kind of slacked off. So I need to get more active in, like I was in the community. But that's what I got to push myself to do that. Nobody's perfect, but the point is we just got to start doing things like this. So I want to show this little conversation here. I mean, this is just little politics stuff, but we need to be paying attention to this kind of stuff. This is what it is to be free and to do stuff yourself and to try to solve your own problems. Let's look at this here. All right, so we on a little group, Real Talk with Rashad Ritchie. That's a station out of Atlanta. And the brother's pretty smart, Rashad Ritchie, but he's a Democrat. I mean, just straight up off of so this man, let's see here. I know I had this here. Hold on a second. Let's see what they're talking about. HBCU funding. That's Roland Martin. I don't want to see that, really. There was a statement that I made. Okay, so look at this. Nah, I don't want to see that either. That's some Trumper. I mean, I am not into Democrats. I'm not into Republicans. If we can get some money, then I don't care who it is. I want my people to get some money because we deserve every piece of money that we get off of this little system. Here it is. I think this is where. Okay, this is where I wanted to be. So I put this here: Biden, Harris, Democrats, and this is what they promised us. They promised to invest over. So they promised over $70 billion in the historically Black colleges and universities and minorities. Now, see, this here is how they tricked us. $70 billion in the historically Black colleges and universities, and my MSIs are Hispanics, Afghans, Asians, white women, LGBTs. This is everybody else. They get to access our 70 billion. But this was really for Black folks. They're gearing this to try to trick us to vote for them. Historically Black colleges and universities are key to educating our next generation of African American leaders. Okay, they enroll about 10% of African American students, while accounting for more than 20% of African American bachelor's degrees awarded, 40% of African American engineers, 80% of African American judges. Okay, but these institutions do not receive the investment that reflects their importance. Wow. Okay, at least they admit it, right? they don't receive the investments. The Thurgood Marshall College Fund estimates that the typical HBCU endowment is 1/8 the average size of the historically white college. So basically, if you add up all of the historically black colleges endowments, you can times that all of their endowments by 10, and it's not more than the just one white college, which is Harvard. So that's kind of, of course they're going to give themselves more money than they give us. What's the problem with that? That's what white folks do. Why don't we start thinking like that? Why do we feel guilty because we want to do for ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. 7 teachers can open a small charter school, but it's a sacrifice. But it won't be that much of a sacrifice if the more people we can get. And this is the beauty and the value of social media, of mass media, of global media. The more people we get to agree with doing something for us as a group and helping each other as a group, developing our own folks, the more people we can get to agree with that, do you know how much easier it would be? There won't be hardly a sacrifice. There's the Nation of Islam, number one, shows how many schools the Nation of Islam got. And it's not, compared to all the black folks, in just America, it's not that many people in the Nation of Islam. Okay, but we consistently have supported a school for over, 40 years now. In multiple states. We got summer camps for boys, training young men and young women. Different parts of Oakland and all kind of stuff. People think that just because they don't see stuff going on, that ain't nothing happening. That's what Gil Scott-Heron said, the revolution will not be televised. Y'all think that just because y'all don't see it, it's not happening. A lot of folks think that. This is the problem with us. We got to just understand that there are solutions going on, but we keep rejecting these solutions. We keep rejecting it. Buying black business just because we see something that's wrong in the black business, or we see something that's bad or didn't, we're going to find problems. That's what our brain and our minds are hyper focused on, finding problems. But when it's your own group, it's your job to solve that problem. Okay? It's your job to solve that problem. It's not the complaining position. In the white people's world, it's when we see a problem, we get to complain and complain and have somebody and just vote for it and tell them to solve it. But when we have something that's our own, it's like you can't complain that I'm coming over your house. My house is so dirty. My kids ain't cleaning up my house. It's dirty. I'm just going to hang off at your house. Well, damn, go clean your own house up. So your own house is a nice place to be. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we get this kind of mindset going, and we can install this mindset in people, the more we influence them. Okay, that's what I was trying to tell the brother Prophet of Thought. The man is literally an influencer talking about what can't happen and how these YouTube channels ain't nothing. Okay, bro, we don't speak to enough people. Bro, you speak to thousands of people. Even if you spoke to 100 people, that's influence. That's something. Okay, you don't know what that person's going to do, what a few of those folks are going to do. We got this low self-esteem about anything that we do. So I'm not going to make this too long because, like I said, I don't really like long streams. Appreciate y'all, Koja. You're always a great supporter of what I do over here, and I appreciate you so much. And everybody who checked me out, I hope you guys chime in a little bit. I know people are sitting up in the clouds, but yeah, you guys, let me know what you think. Share, subscribe, and hopefully we get to talk later on. I might do you know, we're going to do a call-in show. If you guys got time, then we'll probably talk it up about a few things. I got to get better at moderating, so I'm trying to develop myself as well. So I'm not just sitting up here talking about other people and, their issues and stuff, because I can't even hardly get mad at I don't get mad at people just because they have an issue that I notice. I just, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm no better than them, but I'm just going to point out what I see, and they can point out what they see in me. And we'll, if I agree with it, then I'll try to better myself. That's all I'm trying to do. We're trying to better ourselves. That is the role. Okay. When there's no existential threat from the outside, ready to enslave and jail and kill all of us, then our job is to try to make each other better. That's it. So appreciate y'all. Love y'all, and peace.